Cyberpunk 2077 had the wild idea of a character played by Keanu Reeves being brought back to life because of his identity being linked to an engram, allowing his digital soul to be revived and potentially put into a fleshy new host. The game was in development for years, and I just know that the good folks over at Warner Brothers wish that the game was delayed just a little bit longer because the plot is what we were expecting to happen with the forthcoming sequel to The Matrix.
Moviegoers these days demand action heroes.
Details about the film have seemingly been kept under wraps by someone as efficient as Agent Smith. But that doesn't mean we don't have any information for what we can expect in the film that has had almost 2 decades worth of hype behind it. Right off the bat, we need to warn you, spoilers are ahead for the Matrix trilogy, so if you haven't already seen the movies, or don't mind walking into a 4th film blind, go ahead and take that blue pill and head on out.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back.
Let's start with the casting. Between Zion and the Metro world are a whole slew of possible characters ranging from programs to humans. Returning are Keanu Reeves as the One, or I guess the 7th incarnation of Neo, Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity, Jada Pinkett Smith as Niobe, Lambert Wilson as the Merovingian, and Daniel Bernhardt as Agent Johnson. That seems to be about it for the characters from the original trilogy. I know, I already hear you guys in the comments. What about Morpheus, Agent Smith, and Cypher? Well, each of the original actors have confirmed that they have not been asked to return, despite campaigning for their roles to be included.
No, the honor is still mine.
To fill in for those missing key roles are a whole range of newcomers that are all currently in undisclosed roles. Starting with Aquaman's Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who is rumored to be a descendant of Morpheus. Iron Fist's Jessica Henwick is rumored to do some more kick-butt kung fu as a role in a Neo-type position. There's Neil Patrick Harris. While we don't know who he's playing exactly, we do know he looks pretty good in a suit, so maybe an agent-type character? Jonathon Groff and Priyanka Chopra are also in the film with no specific role. But wait, that's not it. Fans of the Wachowski series Sense8 will be relieved to know The Matrix 4 is going to feature a cast reunion, with Max Reinle, Brian Jacob Smith, Toby Onwumir, and Erendira Ibarra all signed on to appear. When we last left off with the Matrix series, peace and unity had been achieved between worlds. Following in the series' illusions of Neo being like Christ, he sacrificed himself to destroy Agent Smith and purge the Metro world of its sins. So why is there conflict? How is Neo and Trinity back? Why can't the Zionists just install a pop-up blocker? While there is still no official word on the film's plot, Keanu has teased that there will be no going back into the past, which eliminates the time travel and flashback theories that floated around for a bit. That being said, everybody seems to be scratching their headjacks about where the plot could go, and for that we can look to the series' MMO for potential answers. The Matrix Online was dubbed as an official continuation of the film series, so if it's still canon, that provides some hints on where the series is heading. One of the game's plot points had players searching for Neo's RSI, meaning that fragments of the One are still scattered around the Metro world. This would still allow for Neo to exist in the digital plane, which could set Keanu in a passing of torch type role where Neo aids a new generation of users for them to continue on and fight the good fight. That being said, during filming, Keanu was also spotted with a shaved head, meaning some form of human revival may be possible. The video game also saw the death of Morpheus as he grew tired of waiting for the machines to return Neo's body. In an act of protest, he set off a bomb in a water treatment facility, only to be shot down by a mysterious figure known as the Assassin. So that could explain why Lawrence Fishburne is not in the film. As for the production of the film, only one of the Wachowski sisters is set to return. While both of the Wachowskis wrote and directed each installment of the original trilogy, only Lana is returning, with Lily having stayed away from the sci-fi genre and the entertainment industry as a whole for the last 5 years. To fill in Lily's shoes are Sense8 writers David Mitchell and Alexander Hemon, who have certainly proved their ability to write science fiction. Production began in February 2020, halting due to that pandemic thing. Shooting picked up in August and completed in November, meaning that all that is left in the film's production is editing, which, judging by the insane action scenes we've come to love from the franchise, means a fair amount of work ahead. So far, we've only seen leaks of a motorcycle chase, but if Neil Patrick Harris and Jessica Henwick are to be believed, there's going to be some revolutionary filming techniques with how the action of the movie has been filmed. It's supposed to be a stylistic departure from the original series, and fans have been warned not to expect more of the same aesthetic and styling as the original trilogy, which could be a good thing as the slow-mo style of fight choreography basically became redundant once it became parodied in Shrek. Release dates have been sporadic these last 2 years, to say the very least. Some films are being indefinitely postponed until theaters can truly fill up once again, while other production companies are taking a streaming and video-on-demand approach. While the HBO Max and Warner Brothers deal may have some serious ripples in the theatrical release landscape, there is a silver lining in that we can get our buttery fingers on some of our most anticipated movies in the near future. Wonder Woman 1984 and Godzilla vs. Kong have stayed on course for their release schedule, meaning that regardless of the state of the industry and the world come December, the film will release on both HBO Max and theaters for its December 23rd release this year. As for the title, Warner Brothers recently dropped this official logo for the film, being called Matrix, indicating that it will be following the same clean title trend that Halloween 2018 and Scream 5 have recently taken.
Drop the.
When the Matrix trilogy began, the very idea of the internet was still an inherently wild and young concept. As technology has progressed in the last 21 years, we could only assume that the technology seen in Zion continued to be innovated as well. What current technology do you hope to see being in play during the film? Could a Sophia-type animatronic with an Elon Musk-type neural net be all that's needed for Neo to walk on Zion once again?